You're listening to The Mark Cox Show. Follow the show on Facebook, facebook.com/The Mark Cox Show.
But to raise Speaker Gingrich's point, who is saying that access to contraception will be cut off in any fashion? Even the president's rule on the compromise allows, it's just that the insurers would have to pay for it directly, but there would still be all the access that you fought for.
Because the president's policy has made sure that contraception, which is expensive, is going to be available under the Affordable Care Act without a copay and without a deductible. And so if you say that that can't happen, and if you say that a boss can replace their own moral conviction with this policy, then that is how the Republicans are proposing to restrict women's access to contraception.
Debbie Wasserman Schultz bringing up the war on women during her defense of Obamacare back when. It never fails. It's what they default to all the time. My guest right now is Joe Messina. He is an author. He's a nationally syndicated talk show host and a columnist. Joe, how are you?
I'm doing great. And Wasserman Schultz, what would we do without her?
Oh, my God. It's a soundbite a day, although after getting so embarrassed, after to step down from the DNC, she kind of disappeared for a while. That was a good thing.
Yeah, well, I think she was trying to hide because, now they're investigating the DNC and really what went down, at the DNC with her. Some criminal charges may come here sometime.
Yeah. I know you're like me. You beat your head against the wall because no matter what the policy is or the recommendation for change, the Democrats always go back to the same playbook, and unfortunately, it's been a successful one for them over the years. It's always a war on something.
Oh, I agree with you. It's funny. I was just talking to somebody about that this morning. I was saying, they started a narrative. We were against everything, right? The Republicans have a war on women. We have a war on blacks. We have a war on kids. We have a war on air. We have a war on water. I mean, my God, we're so busy at war. It's amazing we can go ahead and grab 36 gubernatorial seats or 39 full houses of legislation across the country. The presidency, the Senate, the Congress. We're warring so much. I don't know how we do that. I think you're right in saying it used to work for them. I don't think it does anymore. I think that it's kind of like the little boy who cried wolf, right? They're out there talking about what we want to do, what we want to do, what we want to do. They've been in control in all these areas, and it's done nothing but ruin some of these states and some of these cities. And think about something. Even when he brings jobs back, they're saying that wasn't him, that was Obama. Right now, today, when things change, anything going on in the stock market, on a positive side, it's because of Obama's economic programs are now just starting to kick in. I'm thinking to myself, wow, really? I couldn't smoke enough crack to believe this stuff.
Yeah, that is funny, and when those new jobs numbers came out, I thought to myself, well, that's fine. I take credit for some enthusiasm in the market, and I think Donald Trump, being a businessman, his approach to that has certainly contributed to that. I believe that. I'm still leery of, and I don't ever want him to take any credit for that unemployment number because I'm still convinced that it's false.
Well, I don't believe any. I got to say, I really don't believe the numbers that come out of Washington. I don't believe the jobs numbers to a big degree. I do a very simple math breakdown of that. But I want to go back to what you said a minute ago. I don't think it's Trump necessarily that's turning all this around. I think business has been beat up for 8 years with an anti-business White House. White House that's in there making it so hard to do business in this country. And I think Trump has come in and said, look, we're going to work at relaxing this and relaxing these programs and allowing you to actually get back to doing business in this country. I think that's what's turned on some of the major manufacturers, whether it's, GM or Carrier or any one of those. I think that's really what started to turn it around. And as far as the numbers go, I tell people you can work this out in your head. First off, I still believe that the unemployment numbers are a lot higher than what we're hearing as they are.
Right.
And I say that because, you and I do this on a daily basis, and I remember watching the percentages of people who jumped from unemployment to disability because it was easier to be on disability and it didn't really run out. So they were seeing, an economy out there that wasn't going to be conducive to them or help them. And when you look at the numbers that are still unemployed, it hasn't changed that much.
Yeah, that's a good point. What's your take, Joe, on the budget that the president rolled out yesterday? I said at the beginning of the show today, this is what people voted for, because this is a budget that nobody who's part of the establishment would have ever had the guts to roll out. And now you've got the art of the guy who authored the art of the deal about to lobby for this thing, understanding he may not get all of it, but it's a huge step in the right direction.
I don't think he's looking to get all of anything he puts on the table.
Yeah.
You said it.
Yeah.
He wrote the art of the deal. He knows he's going to ask for more. He knows he has to give up a little bit so that the other side can go to their people and say, look, we won A, B, and C. We gave him C, D, and F, that kind of thing. But as far as the budget goes, look, this is a cycle. Go back and look at every president who first steps into office. They don't quite get how everything works. And so, they call it a thin budget, usually the very first budget they put up. But you're right. This is what he was voted in on. He wants to get control of these out-of-control programs. There was a senator a couple of years back that basically said, look, if we got rid of just simply the redundancy in government, programs and departments that do the same thing, in essence, we need to get rid of, I think it was $40 or $50 billion right off the top. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's what businesses do, don't they? They go in, they get rid of redundancy, they streamline things, they make it work better. And so you're right. This is not business as usual, right? I mean, this is a whole different way of governing, and they're not used to it.
Yeah, and what the Democrats' reaction is going to be is to shut down the government. You know how I look at that? How much money do we save every day when the government's not operating? It's got to be a bundle.
Listen, the last time we shut them down, I thought it was hilarious. They were still spending over $4 billion a day. And I'm thinking to myself, this was in non-necessary things. Right. And I remember going through at the time thinking, boy, this is like, the doctor plugs a leak at the heart, now there's one in the leg. You plug that one, now there's one. You can't stop these people. It's a virus.
It doesn't matter. You're right. That's a good point. Hey, direct people to your website, therealside.com. They can find out more about your show.
Yep, they can find out more about the show. They can buy my book, Ramblings of a Right-Wing Bible-Thumping White Guy. All the things you were taught to hate over the last 8 years, but they're not true.
I'll have to look that one up. I appreciate it. Joe Messina, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, have a great day. Appreciate that. Joe's got a nationally syndicated radio program he does as well, if you want to hear some more of his thoughts. TheRealSide.com is his website. This budget that the president wrote, just to get back to this real quick,